Every evening as shadows lengthen and the world quiets, a peculiar madness sweeps through the mind. It's a nightly descent into a realm where illusions reign, beliefs defy reason, and emotions pirouette without restraint. Consider this. In the hushed hours, visions bloom where nothing stands. Convictions take root in impossible soils. Bearings of time and place scatter like leaves in a storm. Feelings surge and crash like waves, and come dawn, the whole spectacle often fades into a fog of forgetfulness. Were such chaos to unfold under the sun, it might prompt urgent concern. Yet, this nightly unraveling, ushered in by the electric tide of REM sleep, is not a flaw but a cornerstone of existence, a vital act of nature whose purpose is only now coming into focus. Dreams aren't confined to this one phase alone. Broaden the lens to include any flicker of thought upon waking, like a vague notion of a breeze, and traces appear across all stages of slumber. Stir someone from the deepest wells of rest, and there's a slim chance they'll murmur something mundane. At the edges of sleep, as the mind drifts in or out, fleeting images or sensations of motion might ripple through, but the vivid, untamed dramas most associate with dreaming, the ones brimming with surreal landscapes, kinetic energy, and raw sentiment, spring chiefly from REM's embrace. While this exploration centers there, the quieter reveries of other stages offer their own subtle revelations. The mind's electric canvas. Decades ago, crude sensors pressed against the scalp captured the first echoes of REM's pulse, hinting at the storm beneath. It wasn't until sleek machines began peering inside the skull that the full spectacle emerged, a vibrant, three-dimensional map of a brain ablaze. This leap didn't just refine old sketches, it toppled a century-long tower of speculation, built on shaky ground. Once, dreams were cast as coded messages from hidden desires, a theory woven with threads of brilliance but frayed by its own untestable knots. Modern tools have unraveled that fabric, stitching instead a tapestry of measurable truths. How dreams twist logic into knots, paint vivid scenes, or stir the heart, and why they might matter at all. Think of the brain as a bustling city. Old methods were like listening to the hum from a distant hill, lively but blurred. New scans zoom in, block by block, lighting up every alley and tower with precision. They reveal not just the roar, but the rhythm of each neighborhood. When REM ignites, certain districts flare. The rear quarters that craft intricate vistas, the hubs sparking motion, the archives storing life's chapters, and the subterranean vaults where emotions simmer, sometimes boiling 30% hotter than in daylight. Unexpectedly, the city's overseers, those frontal zones steering reason and order, dim to a whisper, relinquishing their grip as the night takes hold. This pattern, a surge in vision, action, memory, and feeling, tempered by a retreat of logic, paints a portrait of REM's domain. It's a stage where the mind runs free, unshackled from the day's reins. With this clarity, predictions take shape. Map the flare of a sleeping brain, then rouse its owner. What tale will they tell? A blaze of color, but no motion might herald. A still, vivid scene. A motor hum could signal a chase through shadows. Tests confirm it. The brain's dance foretells the dream's flavor, wild or calm, kinetic or static, before a single word is spoken. Yet form is only half the riddle. What of substance? A bold experiment cracked that vault. Volunteers surrendered to scanners, dozing off as their minds spun fleeting tales. Each awakening brought a snapshot, say, glimpsing a weathered tower by a riverbank. Hundreds of these, Fragments piled up, distilled into broad themes: ships, faces, feasts. Awake, the same souls gazed at photos matching those motifs, their brains traced anew. By cross-referencing these waking signatures with sleep's echoes, the unseen became seen, dreams of sails or strangers plucked from the ether with startling accuracy. It's not a perfect lens. The ship's hue or the stranger's name stays veiled. But the curtain has lifted, hinting at a future where the night's stories might be read like an open book. Echoes of the day. Whence do these visions spring? Ancient minds saw them as gifts from the heavens, stars whispering secrets. One thinker dared differ, tethering them to the churn of recent hours. Another, centuries later, rooted them firmly in the skull, wresting them from divine hands and planting them in mortal soil. That shift was a spark, igniting a quest for answers in the brain's folds. Yet the trail darkened as it veered into a maze of masked wishes, clever but unprovable. No test could pin it down. Every interpretation stretched to fit any scene, like a net cast too wide. Picture a traveler recounting a night's journey, racing through a misty valley, seeking a boat that wouldn't sail, jolted awake by a horn's blare. A sage nods sagely, proclaiming it a cry for freedom stifled by duty. The crowd sighs in awe, until the truth dawns. The same vague wisdom fits any tale, a mirror reflecting whatever it's shown. Such readings shimmer with allure but crumble under scrutiny, lacking the steel of repeatability. Still, pondering. These visions, whether alone or shared, holds value, a lantern on the path to understanding, even if the old keys no longer turn the lock. The new light shines clearer. As memory's storehouses glow in REM, threads of the day might weave into the night. A study put this to the test. For weeks, souls tracked their waking hours. Market strolls, laughter with kin, worries over a storm, then jotted their dreams. At dawn, judges sifted the pile, seeking echoes. Full reruns were rare, a mere sliver of the haul. The day's film doesn't rewind, its scraps don't replay whole. But one strand gleamed bright. Emotions, fears, joys, yearnings, resurfaced in nearly half the tales, bold and unmasked, a bridge from noon to midnight plain for all to cross. Purpose in the shadows, this mosaic, stitched from brain flares, and careful trials, charts the how and what of dreams. But does it prove they serve a role? The engine of REM churns with purpose, tuning body and soul. Yet do the stories it spins carry their own weight? Evidence whispers yes, a thread yet, to fully unspool, promising deeper truths beyond the flicker of the night's wild theater.